Hello to all our audience tuning into our channel. We're so glad to have you with us. Stay tuned for exciting content. Let's get started.
The episode opens with a circus performance featuring the Flying Graysons, a family of acrobats. During the show, a violent brawl erupts between circus performers, requiring police intervention. The GCPD arrives to restore order as tensions between different circus families boil over into physical confrontation. The atmosphere is chaotic, with performers and audience members caught up in the melee. This incident sets the stage for the investigation that follows, establishing the volatile environment within the circus community and the underlying tensions that will drive the plot forward. Detective Jim Gordon begins investigating the circus brawl and discovers it stems from a long-standing feud between the Grayson and Lloyd families. The conflict has deep roots, tracing back to accusations of horse theft involving their ancestors before World War I. The immediate trigger for the fight involves a woman named Lila, described as a snake dancer in the sideshow. Both families have been feuding for generations, with the current dispute centering on romantic rivalry over Lila. Gordon learns that the Graysons and Lloyds view each other with mutual contempt, calling each other arrogant buttheads and feckless drunkards. The detective is accompanied by Dr. Lee Thompkins, and their investigation reveals the complex web of relationships and grudges that permeate the circus community. Gordon and Dr. Thompkins search for Leela to ensure her safety and gather information about the fight. They meet Jerome, Leela's son, who appears concerned about his mother's absence. Jerome explains that Leela was supposed to be home but hasn't returned, leaving behind her personal belongings. The investigation takes a dark turn when Leela's pet snake, Sheba, leads them to a horrific discovery. Using the snake's keen sense of smell to track down Leela, they find her body hidden in a circus truck. The discovery reveals that Leela has been murdered, transforming what began as a simple assault investigation into a homicide case. Jerome's reaction to finding his mother's body seems oddly controlled, foreshadowing the complex psychological elements that will emerge later in the story. The shift's focus to Fish Mooney, who finds herself imprisoned in what appears to be a facility where inmates are being used as organ donors. Fish emerges as a leader among the prisoners, delivering a passionate speech about their dire situation. She reveals that they are being kept alive solely to serve as spare parts for transplant operations. Fish rallies the other prisoners with a stirring call to action, acknowledging that not everyone will survive, but emphasizing the importance of dying with dignity alongside their chosen family. Her leadership establishes her as a formidable character who refuses to accept victimization passively. The chapter highlights themes of survival, loyalty, and resistance against dehumanizing treatment, setting up Fish's role as a power player in the broader narrative. Gordon interrogates the main suspects in Leela's murder: Jerome, Alphonse Grayson, and Owen Lloyd. Jerome presents himself as a devoted son who claims to love his perfect mother despite acknowledging her numerous sexual partners. He displays an unusually mature and clinical attitude toward his mother's promiscuous lifestyle. Both Alphonse and Owen accuse each other of the murder, with each claiming the other killed Leela out of jealousy. The interrogation reveals the depth of the family feud, rooted in a horse theft accusation from before World War I. The suspects' testimonies are contradictory, with each presenting plausible motives for the other's guilt. Gordon struggles to determine the truth as the witnesses' family loyalties cloud their statements, and the long-standing hatred between the families complicates the investigation. Fish Mooney attempts to negotiate with her captors, establishing herself as the new shot caller among the prisoners. She demands basic necessities like water, blankets, fruit, and magazines in exchange for cooperation with the organ harvesting operation. When the guards refuse her reasonable requests, Fish demonstrates her resolve by threatening to kill the prisoner they want to harvest, making him worthless to them. This creates a strategic standoff where Fish leverages the captor's need for living donors against their authority. She takes a guard hostage to force a meeting with the facility's manager, showing her willingness to escalate the conflict. The chapter demonstrates Fish's tactical intelligence and leadership skills, as she transforms a position of powerlessness into one of negotiation, inspiring her fellow prisoners while challenging the system that dehumanizes them. The investigation progresses, with forensic analysis revealing that Leela was killed with a large knife or hatchet around 3 p.m., with multiple wounds to her head and torso. Both primary suspects have alibis during the estimated time of death, as they were performing in the circus ring during the matinee show. A psychic named Paul Cicero approaches Gordon and Dr. Thompkins, claiming to have received a message from the deceased Leela. The cryptic message states that the servant of the devil lies in the Garden of the Iron Sisters. While Gordon is skeptical of the psychic's claims, Dr. Thompkins is more open-minded about supernatural possibilities. She interprets the message as referring to Arkham Bridge, whose towers are nicknamed Mary and Betty, the Iron Sisters, with a park, garden, beneath them. Despite Gordon's reluctance to pursue what he considers a publicity stunt, they decide to investigate the location together. Gordon and Dr. Thompkins have dinner together, during which she correctly interprets the psychic's message as referring to Arkham Bridge Park. Despite Gordon's skepticism about supernatural communications, they investigate the location and discover a hatchet with Satanist symbols scratched into it. The weapon appears to be connected to the Hellfire Club, a Satanist cult that committed ritual murders but had been inactive for over a decade. This discovery suggests the murder might have occult connections, though Gordon remains suspicious of the convenient placement of evidence. The chapter also shows the developing romantic relationship between Gordon and Dr. Thompkins, with their professional partnership evolving into something more personal. Meanwhile, Bruce Wayne prepares for a meeting with the Wayne Enterprises board, despite Alfred's concerns about the danger this might pose. Gordon confronts Cicero about the planted evidence, deducing that the psychic fabricated the message to protect someone close to him. The truth emerges that Cicero is actually Jerome's father, not the sea captain Jerome believed. When confronted with this revelation and the evidence against him, Jerome's facade finally crumbles. He confesses to murdering his mother in a chilling display of psychopathic behavior, revealing his true nature. Jerome's confession is delivered with disturbing humor and casual cruelty, showing no remorse for his actions. He describes killing his mother because she was a quote-unquote nagging, drunken whore who annoyed him while entertaining other men. The revelation of Jerome's true personality, cold, calculating, and devoid of empathy, transforms him from a seemingly innocent victim into a terrifying killer. His confession reveals the depth of his psychological disturbance and his complete lack of normal human emotions. The case concludes with various characters moving forward from the events. Gordon and Dr. Thompkins reflect on the case's intensity, with her finding the experience both thrilling and frightening. The circus families, having learned the truth about Leela's murder, begin to reconcile their long-standing feud. Members of both the Grayson and Lloyd families express gratitude to Gordon for solving the case and helping them see past their inherited hatred. They announce plans to marry and even consider naming a potential son after Gordon. Meanwhile, other storylines develop. Penguin receives help from Victor Zsasz in the form of a brainwashed Butch Gilzean, and Bruce Wayne confronts the Wayne Enterprises board about corruption and unethical practices. The chapter sets up future conflicts while providing closure to the murder case, showing how the revelation of truth can both heal old wounds and create new challenges for the characters moving forward.